Maya's antenna twitched with amusement as she watched her crewmates dare each other in the station's cantina. The Zenthri loved their games, and tonight's challenge was simple. Sit next to the human for a full meal cycle without flinching. Humans were still new to the Galactic Cooperative. Barely 3 cycles since first contact, and their reputation preceded them. Deathworlders, they were called. Survivors of a planet so hostile that merely existing there required an absurd tolerance for danger. Most species gave them a wide berth. Ryan sat alone at a corner table, methodically working through his meal with the focused intensity that unnerved so many aliens. His dark hair fell across his forehead as he studied a data pad, seemingly oblivious to the whispers around him. "I'll do it," Maya announced, standing from her table. Her blue skin darkened slightly with determination, a Zenthri tell that amused her friends. "For how long?" her friend Keelix challenged. "The whole meal, and I'll make conversation." The table erupted in chirps and whistles of disbelief. Making conversation went beyond the dare, but Maya had always been curious about humans. She'd read the reports. Unpredictable, resilient, prone to something called stubbornness that defied all logic. She approached with manufactured confidence, her slender frame casting barely a shadow in the artificial light. "Is this seat taken?" Ryan looked up, and Maya caught herself before her antenna could betray her surprise. His eyes were brown, warm, not cold like she'd expected. He smiled. "All yours." Maya settled into the chair, her 3-fingered hands folded on the table. She could feel her crewmates watching. "I'm Maya. Engineering, Deck 7. Ryan. Xenobiology Research, Deck 12. He set down his data pad. "You're Zenthri, right? I've been reading about your species. Your people can perceive electromagnetic fields." "Yes, we..." Maya paused. Humans weren't supposed to be interested in other species. The report said they were self-absorbed, barely understanding alien perspectives. "You study xenobiology?" Fascinated by it. Ryan's enthusiasm was genuine. Every species has these incredible adaptations. Fairy neural networks process data 3 times faster than human brains in certain conditions. Your ancestors evolved in electrical storms, right? Maya's antenna rose involuntarily, the Zenthri equivalent of raised eyebrows. "You actually read our history?" "Of course. Why wouldn't I?" "Because you're supposed to be the scary Deathworlder," Maya thought, but didn't say. Instead, she found herself actually talking about her work, about the power coupling problems on Deck 7, about her home world's crimson skies. Ryan listened with an attention that felt almost uncomfortable in its intensity. When he spoke about his research, studying how different species' immune systems adapted to space travel, his hands moved expressively, painting pictures in the air. "The thing is," he said, leaning forward, "humans aren't special. We just got lucky with our adaptations. But every species has its own kind of strength. Zenthri can literally sense energy fields. That's not just cool. That's a perspective humans could never have naturally." Maya felt something shift in her perception. This wasn't the human from the reports. This was someone genuinely amazed by the diversity of life. Then it happened. The station shuddered. Lights flickered. Maya's antenna blazed with sensation, electromagnetic chaos flooding her senses. An alarm began to wail. "Power surge." She gasped, her perception nearly overwhelmed by the invisible maelstrom. "Something's wrong with the main coupling, Deck 7. Ryan was already moving. "Show me." They ran together through corridors filling with confused aliens. Maya's senses guided them through the electromagnetic storm while Ryan cleared a path, his Deathworlder reflexes earning their reputation as panicking crewmates scattered. In engineering, they found the nightmare. A fusion coupling was overloading, energy building toward catastrophic failure. The Zenthri engineers were paralyzed, their electromagnetic sensitivity making it painful to even approach. 30 seconds until breach, the computer announced cheerfully. "I can see the surge pattern," Maya said through gritted teeth, her antenna burning with input. "But I can't get close enough to manually reroute it." Ryan looked at her. "Tell me what to do." Maya stared at Ryan. He couldn't sense electromagnetic fields. He'd be working blind. You'll have to feel for the right conduit. I can guide you verbally. Ryan nodded. I trust you. Those 3 words changed something. Maya's perception sharpened, focusing despite the pain. Go to the left panel. 3rd conduit from the top. Ryan's hands moved with surprising grace, following her directions. His Deathworlder pain tolerance let him work in conditions that would incapacitate most species, while Maya's unique senses provided the map he couldn't see. Rotate the flow clockwise, now counterclockwise. This one. Yes. Pull it. Ryan pulled. The surge redirected, flowing into the backup systems. The alarm silenced. The electromagnetic chaos calmed to normal levels. Maya sagged, her antenna drooping with exhaustion. Around them, the engineers stared in amazement. Ryan grinned, slightly singed but clearly exhilarated. We made a good team. Later, back in the cantina, Maya's crewmates surrounded her with questions. How had she worked with the human? Wasn't she terrified? Maya looked across the room where Ryan had returned to his corner table. He caught her eye and raised his drink in a small salute. Terrified, Maya repeated. No, impressed. She stood, picked up her own drink, and walked back to Ryan's table. Mind if I sit? I have questions about your research. Ryan's smile was genuine. I'd like that. Behind her, Maya heard her crewmates' surprised chirps, but she didn't care. She'd learned something the reports had missed. Humans weren't dangerous because they were strong, stubborn, or resilient. They were dangerous because they made you want to be better, because they saw potential in others that those species didn't even see in themselves, because they built bridges instead of walls. And maybe, Maya thought as she and Ryan fell into easy conversation, that was the wildest thing about humans after all.